YouTube. It's Christine with Souls Rising, jumping on to bring through some oracle messages. This message is for the sign of Pisces. So if you have Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, stick around for your oracle messages. This message is timeless. My intention is for it to be not end of April anymore, but actually for early May. But whenever it finds you is the right time for you to hear the message. So let's jump right in with some oracle cards. All right, Pisces. So let me show you what I got. The first card that came out was Enchanted Fern Grotto, Refuge. And then underneath of that, so that was the first position card. Underneath that I have Flow, Meandering Pathway in the transitional position, meaning incoming energy in this situation. Followed by Rainbow Waterfall Miracles and Dragon Power. And then underneath of those, we have Standing Stones Passage, Wolf Spirit Family, Fire Spirit Energy, and Hummingbird Spirit Joy. And the first thing I got, as soon as I saw this Refuge card coming in with the Meandering Pathway, the Flow card here, is that some of you Pisces have just really been through it lately, okay? And I feel like there's a sense of like fatigue and like heaviness of like, I feel like, you guys just need a break. So some of you Pisces are just really like feeling overwhelmed lately, or maybe you've been through something really emotional and challenging that is just left you in this state of wanting some peace, really needing some peace. And you guys are an emotional sign, Pisces. So, and we've had some really heavy collective emotional energies this year. You know, this first part of 2024 has been a little bit rough for a lot of people. And so I feel like you guys, being especially sensitive, are being affected by probably not just your own stuff, but also some of these collective energies, making you kind of feel like you need to carve out a little time or space just to have some peace and quiet, or just for things to finally just be still for a moment. And I do feel like with the Meandering Pathway card here that you are going to get that, okay? That the light is coming back in. If I hold this upright, you can see, you know, this guy's standing in the darkness, but the light is starting to filter in again. And I feel like that's where you guys are. You're in what has been this difficult dark period, and you're moving into something that is going to be a little lighter for you, which I hear, finally, right? And then that Rainbow Miracles is like confirmation, like, yes, finally coming to the other side of what has been a challenging time and finally getting to rest. You know, and not just rest, but some of you Pisces out there need healing with the Dragon Power card. You know, I do a lot of like dragon healings here at the center, and you know, a lot of times they will come in to help us and give us healing energy. And I'm really sort of seeing that in the image on this card. It's like that dragon is there protecting her, but also he's giving her strength after what has been a draining time. Okay. So some of you, whatever this is you've recently gone through, it's like it's just taken a lot out of you. It's just been really exhausting, or has taken a lot of emotional strength to get through. For some of you, that you may have actually lost a family member or lost several family members close together. Because when I got the Standing Stones Passage coming out with the family card, as soon as I heard passage, I heard passing, okay? And it felt like passage to the other side. So some of you may have lost some family recently to them crossing over, passing over into the light, over to the other side. Please know that if that is you, that these things are always divinely timed, even when they feel abrupt or accidental or sudden, that there's always divine timing at play when a soul passes and decides to go home. But it can still be very difficult for us as the family, you know, to grieve and to process those losses, as well as just all of the practical stress that can come with losing a family member, things like dealing with, planning services and, executing an estate and the will and all of that fun stuff. So, and just dealing with family dramas that can pop up. So some of you may have been dealing with some of that, and that's left you just really craving a little peace and a little extra TLC right now. So some of you might need to really give yourself time and space to heal or to process your feelings if that was you. For others of you, you're going through transition, I'm hearing, with family or family related issues. Okay, so some of you, this difficulty that I'm picking up on is that you're actually transitioning through something connected to your family. Now, this could be family from the past, family of origin, or for some of you, it could be your current family. Like maybe there's a transition happening for your current family, your wife's husband, children, that is impacting you in some way and is actually contributing to sort of this sense of really kind of fatigue and needing to get to the other side of this. Okay, transitions can be difficult because we don't always know where things are going to land, and a lot of times just the tumultuousness of that can leave us feeling ungrounded and can just be draining. It can just take a lot from us. I feel like there's something else coming through with this too. I just want to give it a minute and see what this is. This is not for everybody. Some of you just went through something where maybe a family secret came up or something really dark about the family had to come out or had to be processed. So it could be that the family went through a dark time together, which has been challenging and required some processing. But I feel some of you may have really had to dig out some difficult family issues from the past, like dig them out of your heart. Okay. So for some of you, this is actually talking about internal processing that you've been going through that has just left you really tired and exhausted and God just wanting peace, right? Yeah, because I'm seeing with this wolf card, it's actually a tree, but I was seeing it as a gaping hole in this person's heart. And it felt like the heart of the family. So maybe for some of you, this could also be talking about losing the matriarch or losing the heart of the family and not leaving a big hole or big shoes to fill for someone else, or just really being difficult for the family to deal with. And for others of you, you might just be going through something that's been just very trying emotionally around family, either for you personally, around family issues, family, traumas or family, dynamics, or the whole family itself has just gone through a really difficult period. And I hear picking up the pieces with this card. So some of you, it's like you feel like you're picking up the pieces and there's this energy coming in that just things have felt sort of stormy. Maybe some of you have felt like you had to be really strong and stand in your power and push through whatever this was. And I just feel like it's left you really wiped out. Okay. Know that your reserves will come back. Okay. This situation is going to get better, Pisces, and you are going to come back into a space of harmony and joy. You will find this again, but I feel like, some of you, it's like you need the light to come back in now, right? You need this brightness to come back in, and it is, all right, it is coming. We have meandering pathway on the side, transitioning in, bringing in the light, bringing in new energy, and you have rainbow waterfall miracles here. So we have some really good energy of peace finally coming back in after a time of hardship or just a time of trial that's been really challenging and difficult. Let's move over to Tarot, Pisces, and let's get a little bit more information on what you need to know about this situation or how to kind of survive and get through this, get past this. All right, Pisces. So let me show you what we have with the tarot. We have the Princess of Cups coming out first, and I feel that this is you, Pisces, the Princess of Cups. A lot of emotional energy there. And then followed by the Four of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles. And underneath that, we have the Devil So some shadowy energy showing up here, followed by Four of Swords, which is peace, resolution. I'm hearing resolution, coming to terms with something finally. And then the Magician, transformation, change, things finally like shifting. And then the Moon, okay, which can be hidden or subconscious energies. It can also just be emotional energies, the unseen. Nine of Pentacles, like you're coming to the other side of it with Six of Pentacles, giving and taking. I feel like this is actually you guys receiving in this case. I feel like I'm being pulled to this woman, like handing something to you. Then we have Knight of Cups, opportunity, fulfillment coming in with the Knight. And then the Star card, which is like reason to be hopeful, right? Hope for the future, things getting better. So let me jump in here, starting with the first grouping of cards, the Princess of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's funny with this Princess of Cups, I kept hearing like things being sort of lost in the wind or scattered in the wind. And I feel like some of you Pisces sort of feel like your energy has been maybe tossed about, or you're feeling like maybe you were putting a lot of energy out and felt it didn't make a difference, or you might be feeling like there wasn't, what was the point of all of that? And for others, this is just that fatigue showing up again of like, I put a lot of energy into something and I'm just really wiped out by it. But with the Cups, this is emotional energy too. So this can be, you know, emotional energy that you were sort of giving to a situation or pouring into a situation. And I feel like you didn't get a return on it, or it's like disappointment with this whole situation with the Four of Cups. I just feel like this is this outpouring of energy, of emotions and sadness, and just sort of feeling drained. Okay, like you guys are just feeling really drained, and like you're over it. So some of you, whatever this drama is, whatever the situation is, you're just really over it. You just don't have any F's to give anymore. You don't have any energy left to give to the situation. I just feel like you gave it your all already, and there's nothing else, right? Queen of Pentacles. So this is a very Empress-like Queen of Pentacles, and she's definitely giving me Empress vibes. I definitely get like a mother vibe with this queen. Some of you, this situation may have involved a mother or mother energy, or mother wounds, I'm hearing too. So some of you may have put a lot of effort or energy into something with a mother figure, and that may be playing a role in this for you. For others of you, this is speaking to your financial life or your financial stability. And I feel like there's a need to refocus on the self with this card, of like almost like going back to basics and back to what do I need for stability once again, and how can I give that to myself. I'm getting like a nurturing vibe with this queen of like, how can I create more stability for myself once again? What do I need to kind of get back on my feet after this period of hardship? And some of you may be feeling like you've had to look out for yourself, or you now have to fend for yourself a little bit more. Maybe you've been giving to others in this situation and realizing it's been too much on you, and it's time to kind of reserve some of your energy for yourself once again, to take care of business, take care of your own business, getting back to focusing on yourself. And with the Devil here, this shadow, I feel like this is this energy of the struggle that you've been going through, and this is what needs the healing. This is where we've been feeling just, you know, out of sorts, and whatever has been weighing on you is being represented by this card. And I do see these two sort of babies in the womb, again, giving me those family vibes here, that we may have really been going through something that feels very close to our heart, or very connected to, you know, family, or, you know, childhood for some of you. And I just feel like you've been through it. Like it just get this sense of like, I've just been through it. I've been through it and I just can't do it anymore. I just need a break. I just need a rest. And Four of Swords can also be putting something to bed finally. And I do think some of you Pisces are ready to be done with this and you are putting it to bed. You've exhausted all your resources. You've exhausted yourself and it's time to just call it, right? And end this situation. You know, what's that old Susan Powter, like, let's end the madness, right? Let's end the insanity, stop the insanity. I kind of get a little bit of that for some of you. So maybe you've been through some drama and it's just time now for you to focus on yourself and get some peace and rebuild your own reserves. So if you guys have been really like run dry lately by whatever's been going on, this is maybe a little time to hibernate. You know, look at the 3 bears there. You guys might need a little time to just rest and reflect, to build up your own energy and reserves before you can carry on. And I'm also being pulled to this like fish, and I actually am hearing like trapped in ice. So like maybe you've been like processing something that's really heavy that like you've done all you can do for right now. Give it a break, give it a rest, okay? So if you're feeling overwhelmed by some emotional energies that have been coming up for healing, it's okay to take a break. You know, when I used to do trauma therapy with folks as a counselor, a lot of times there were things, times in the treatment when people had to stop because it was a little too much. They needed to take a break from counseling even sometimes to allow themselves time to integrate that information, to process something, and just to be mindful of themselves and their own, what they could tolerate or handle at one time. It can be an important part of that process. So if you're like going through really difficult times, or you're processing through old trauma or really hard energies, lots of emotion that's heavy, sometimes you've got to just put that stuff down for a little. Give yourself a break. You might need to rest. You might need to get away from the heaviness. Sometimes you need to go have a fun night out with friends, or just go grab a coffee with someone and don't even talk about what's going on. Just talk about something else. Go read a book and escape for a little bit. As some of you Pisces, you need a break from all this emotion. It's just too much. It's a little too much. Some of you are trying really hard to like transform or to change something, to change a situation, maybe just to get through it. But with the Magician here, some of you are like trying to transmute some energy of emotion, and some of you are ready for a change, even if you're not totally sure yet of what that's going to look like. But this feels like change coming in, and the desire to, transform or shift gears here, shift this situation. Let's pull another card. I want to get a little clarity on Magician and the Moon here, because it still feels a little heavy to me with the Devil and the Four of Swords. Magician could be speaking about like, transformation, like the situation changing and being changed. But I feel like that, I don't think it's something outside of you changing the situation. I kind of feel like you're changing the situation because you're taking the reins and deciding like, to refocus your energy a little different. I'm also getting something coming in about going through phases or going through cycles. And that there's wisdom that is gained as we go through cycles of things. And sometimes, we have to cycle through something a few times to get, somewhere with it, to learn something from it, to really get the full wisdom that is there. Principle. Yeah, you guys are like ready to move on from whatever this is. But also I feel like you've been kind of stuck. Like, I feel like you've been stuck in it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so Spirit's showing me there's like yellow pyramids on both of these cards. In the Magician, it's kind of upside down here, and then over here it's upright. But I kind of feel like this is like where you are. You're like stuck in all this yucky emotional stuff, but you're trying to get up here to the path out of it. Okay, and maybe some of you feel like you can't see the way, or you're not sure how to get there. But with the Magician here, know that you can. You have the tools that you need to make that happen. You can get yourself out of whatever this is, digging your way out a little bit. And with the Prince of Wands, I asked for clarification on Prince of Wands. Prince of Wands is all about like starting a new path, right? Like beginning again, I'm hearing. And this is a very happy Prince of Wands, this card. And this prince, see, he's bringing in the rainbows. He's bringing in the sunshine. Sometimes we have to do it for ourselves. So, you know, sometimes we have to be the one to bring in the lightness to the dark. We have to be the one to seek out something playful and lighthearted when we are feeling really downtrodden and sad and overwhelmed. We almost have to seek out positive experiences to break that up a little bit so that we don't just get like more and more and more and more drained by the situation, which is what we're getting here on the Four of Cups. Some of you who are like doing heavy trauma work with this, I do feel like some of you Pisces are like really working through something traumatic or difficult from the past. Give yourself a darn break, because like that stuff, sometimes we need it. We need a little break to work through it before we're ready to move on to the next piece of it. And a little levity would do you good, right? I remember like years ago, like this popped in my head, maybe it'll help some of you. I have a thing for self-help books, and years ago, Spirit was showing me a time when I was checking out and I was buying this like huge stack of just like really intense self-help books, and a lady at checkout's looking at me going, maybe you should pick some light reading. We have a lot of good fiction, okay? And I kind of feel like that's what you guys need right now. You need to lighten it up, and you may have to choose to do that because we can get really stuck in the heaviness and in the heavy emotions. And especially if life has been heavy, right? If we've been going through a tough time, like losing family members or a divorce, or, you know, maybe dealing with drama at, you know, the workplace, or just with, you know, relationships. And so know that it's okay to, you know, take that time out that you might need and really let yourself just get a break and rest, and just give yourself all the goodies, all the TLC. Pisces, those are your messages. I will be back in a couple weeks with more. Take care. Bye.